Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have a pretty big, huge announcement that happened earlier on today, and I'm happy to finally get to go and talk about it, because this is in regards now to the brand new next gen that is now finally happening. Now, obviously, this is not in regards to the mainstay consoles, but we do finally have all the information for Nvidia, and this is now on their next generation 4000 series GPUs, like the 4090s, 4080s, etc., etc. Now, I'm definitely a bit more of a PC gamer myself, in my honest opinion, so for me, I always like seeing this type of news, hearing the details, hearing the specs, and what's going on. A lot of this also does go and pertain usually to consoles as well. I know a lot of you folks are usually console players and might basically watch these videos, so some of the stuff actually might be pertinent to as well for the new baselines for games, new internal updates, and all that type of stuff, which we'll probably go and cover throughout this video, or maybe in a separate video too as well. But I do want to mainly focus on this because this is actually a pretty big announcement, and I think this was kind of leaked / discussed for these past few hours, obviously the past few days, past few weeks, past few months. I think a lot of folks were probably assuming going from the 1000 series to the 2000 series to the 3000 series to the 4000 series. Kind of makes a little bit of sense. So a lot of cool news. Going to go over the price points, release dates, talks, all that good stuff. I think The Verge has a great article we're going to use as a reference too as well. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. Amazon links down below for the PS5s, Target links too, and the Twitter and Twitch stream if you guys would like to go and follow. And we're going to have a lot of big kind of juicy Twitch news probably throughout today, so be on the lookout for that. So as we mentioned, we do have some pretty good news coming out here for the Nvidia announcing their next gen RTX 4090s and 4080 GPUs. So the RTX 4090 will be arriving first, and they will be doing like a staggered release. We'll be doing a few different other ones. It will be initially released on October 12th. So NVIDIA did officially announce the 4000 series GPUs today, and as even the article mentions, there's been rumors, there's been teasings. I think we all knew this was coming pretty soon. So they are now official with the 4090s and 4080s, and they are now coming. So the RTX 4090 will be arriving on October 12th. It'll be priced at $1,600, with the RTX 4080 price starting at only $900, and available in November, so just a little bit later on. Both are powered by NVIDIA's next-gen Ada Lovelace architecture. The RTX 4090 is a top-end card for the Ada Lovelace generation. It will ship with a massive, this is huge, 24 gigabytes of DDR6X memory. That is huge. I have a 3080 myself, and I don't think people realize that I basically will probably have to get a stick to keep on holding up my or have to have a brand new motherboard with inserts underneath it, because it's such a heavy and big GPU and it takes a lot of power. So I'm sure as time goes on over and over and over again, unless it gets more compact, we're gonna start having to have a separate tower inside our cards or PCs just for the GPUs. So NVIDIA claims it's 2 to 4 times faster than the RTX 3090 Ti. That is huge, because at the same time, I don't even really know what people can use a 3090 Ti even for, besides maybe if you're running 4K and you get higher 4K frame rate on a really high resolution on maybe multi-screen, or as well if you're just trying to maybe push maybe even VR possibly. But as of now, my 3080 Ti, I feel is not even close to being bottlenecked by almost anything. And I mean, unless you're going for massive frames, maybe rendering, maybe I have no idea still. I know a lot of people are doing crypto mining, although a lot of folks have not been doing that as often now with the prices going down. I just couldn't tell you what I'd even use a 4094 with the current generation of games. So basically, it's thankfully running the same amount of power as they mentioned before for the previous generation cards. And I think that was a big thing people were worried about, because at some point they were assuming you have to have over 1,000 watts for your actual power supply. So it's kind of big. So NVIDIA recommends a power supply of at least 850. I think even my current PC with my 3080 Ti is at that point as well, which is also based on a PC with a Ryzen 5900 processor. Obviously, motherboards, RAM, other stuff takes power too as well. So inside the giant RTX 4090, there are also 16,000 CUDA cores, a base clock of 2.23 gigahertz that boosts up to 2.5 as well, and all the other nice little terafloppers, floopers, and shaders all tied on in. So you guys can see some of these pictures are actually looking kind of snazzy. Here's the nice little 4090. I think this is looking golden. I do also like the idea of a staggered release too as well, so it's not all on the same day and they're all sold out. Maybe it kind of gives people more options, and also maybe lets NVIDIA make a few more different cards, all that type of stuff. NVIDIA is actually offering the 4080 in 2 models. one with a 12 gigabyte of memory, and then another with a 16. And Nvidia claims it's 2 to 4 times faster than existing RTX 3080 Ti's, which is what I currently have. The 12 gigabyte model will start at $900 and include 7,000 CUDA cores, 7,680 CUDA cores as well. But just you could whatever, you could read it. I can be like the 2.163696749 teraflops RT for 992. You guys can read it. But the 16 gigabyte model of the RTX 4080 isn't just a bump to memory though. Price start at $1,200. It's more powerful. So it also has another looks like 2,000 CUDA cores. It looks like the base clock is a little bit lower as well, but maybe just more efficient too on top of this. You guys can read it too as well. Just a slightly better version. The 12 gigabyte 4080 will require 700 watts power supply. The 16 gigabyte model will need at least 750. Both of these models will launch in November. Now, I kind of like this too as well because it kind of reminds me a little bit of the PlayStation launches where you have the digital or you have let's say the disc or even the Xbox Series X and S, where just depending if you want to spend a little extra money for a slightly better product, you can. But as I mentioned, I'm sure even a 4080 as of now with games, you could probably run that for a while. My 3080 Ti, I don't even think I even want to consider this generation. Maybe the 5000 series, I'll be well, maybe. If anything, I could probably hold my 3000 series until the 6000 series whenever that comes out and just build a new PC, get the whole new shebang with CPU, motherboard, etc., etc. I mean, I'll have to see because that might still be 3 to 5 years down the line, but my PC right now is pretty solid. So all three of these RTX cards will be including the new Nvidia Shadowplay support to capture gameplay at up to 8K resolution at 60 FPS and HDR. Now that's also pretty intriguing because 4K itself is kind of becoming the standard and is still sometimes hard to hit a stable 60 FPS or even 144 Hz at 4K. But these are definitely for enthusiasts and high-end models. So Nvidia is also using its latest encoders with NVENC to support the AV1 encoding and improved efficiency for live streams using AVI. Now this is more intriguing information for me because as you guys know, I'm a live streamer. Although a lot of live streamers at this point usually just have a dual PC setup. But if you're making $500,000 plus a year being a Twitch streamer, YouTuber, whatever, at that point, if you want to go drop $1,000 and get a way better performance, you're probably going to do it. It's a tax write-off anyway. But it's kind of crazy to see how good these are. So as well, they also do have their Founders Edition too. So they'll be selling the 4090 and 4080 16 gigabyte graphics cards with their own in-house design too as well. It's a design that the company has upgraded once again. For our new GeForce RTX 4000 series Founders Edition's graphics cards, we further optimized the dual axial flow through system, increasing basically bigger fan sizes and volume by 10% and upgrading to a 23-phase power supply. So as well, memory temperatures are reduced, and the new, substantially more powerful Ada GPUs are kept cool in ventilated cases, giving gamers excellent overclocking headroom. Nvidia is supporting the PCI Gen 5 16-pin connector with its own RTX 4000 series cards, instead of the custom solution it created for its own RTX 3000 series Founders Edition GPUs. Like the previous connector, it's a single cable too as well that will power a 4000 series card, or you can use an adapter that's included in the box to 3 8-pin power connectors. I kind of like the idea though of having these more single cable type stuff too as well. It just seems more efficient. As well, this also will be natively support PCI Gen pins as well, arriving in October from ASUS Cooler Master. FPS Gigabyte by Power, MSI, and Thermaltake. More models from other manufacturers are expected soon. It's kind of cool to also see a lot of new factors coming in from the gaming industry as a whole. I'm still sad about the EVGA. So basically, the A of a Love Lettuce, named after the English mathematician and writer, is the third generation of RTX that powers both the RTX 4080 and RTX 3090, and it's designed to greatly improve ray tracing and support deep learning super sampling. Now, this might be a separate video. I want to deep dive into that for the relation towards basically consoles too as well. Nvidia introduced its third generation as well today in a simulation of an off-road kart racing game. The Racer RTX demo today basically showed huge power for this one. It's just cool. It's on the TSM's 4 nanomilli node too as well. And you guys can see this is all good stuff to improve ray tracing, and basically kind of use a lot of super sampling, which is essentially filling in the space of encoding and graphics and all of that, as folks have been using it too as well. So even when things are being bottlenecked, it's more efficient. Even when they're just having having issues, it's more efficient. So it's also going to be apparently coming out to 35 games and apps, starting with first games in October, which is kind of good because it's like on launch itself, and we'll probably see more as time comes out too as well. Especially because GPUs have been kind of out of demand. We'll see on how well this upcoming 4000 series launch is going to be. And as well, I'm sure they'll be focusing a lot on their Founders Edition because they don't have to deal with other companies, but they also will still be having other partners too, with Asus, Colorful, Gainward, Galaxy, Gigabyte, Inode, MSI, Palette, Pini, and Zotac. So I'd be kind of curious who's going to take over the EVGA market as well. I'm going to probably assume Gigabyte, Asus, MSI, or Zotac. Those are like the big four. Zotac for the cheap option, MSI for maybe the higher end, and Gigabyte for the middle, same with Asus. So I guess we will go and see. But this is all confirmed. It will be coming out soon, October 12th, and a lot more news coming out for it. I love me some good GPU news, so I'm always hyped up for this one. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Give me your thoughts and comments down below. Twitter and Twitch, stream, Amazon links, Target links, and subscribe with the notifications on, with a lot more videos all throughout today.